Hello, entrepreneurs, dreamers, business owners, and happy people with high hopes. Welcome to Cashflows with your host, Cash Matthews.
All right, good morning. Glad you are here. Welcome to Cashflows. I'm Cash Matthews, your host, along with my co-conspirator, Mr. Kenneth Bockham. We are here to explore those questions in life that maybe hold you back just a little bit, but in life, business, fun, health, marriage, we like to talk about those things that matter, and we call that the good life. So we're glad you're here. And I think people often feel stuck or like they just can't get traction on some of those goals and they're walking through the mud. And if you've ever wanted to just copy success off of a friend or neighbor, somebody who has had some success, and figure out how some of this business and life stuff really works, then you're going to love the Cash Flow Show. Our philosophy is fire, aim, ready. So often we have these wonderful goals and aspirations and dreams and things that we feel like we could, should, and maybe ought to try to accomplish, but for some reason, we never pull the trigger. We are contemplating the idea of fire, aim, ready, rather than ready, aim, aim, aim. And if you're ready to pull the trigger on the next step of your life, listen in. Cash Flows is for you. And speaking of fire, aim, ready, we are ready to say an official good morning to our co-conspirator, Mr. Kenneth Bockham. Kenneth.
Good morning.
That's a lovely way to say it. How are things in your lovely world today?
Hey, they are great. Had a nice breakfast, got some coffee going.
That's living the good life right there. Okay, are you a breakfast guy?
I am a breakfast guy. I enjoy a good breakfast.
You know, that's kind of my thing. Like I like to set the day off with breakfast.
Yeah.
And what do you have a favorite? Because I'm a bacon and egg sort of guy. I'm pretty simple.
I'm pretty simple too. I can do pretty much any good country family style breakfast. You know, some eggs, a little bit of meat, biscuits and gravy on occasion, but not every day.
Yeah, I get it.
You can't overdo it.
Yeah, I was like 47 years old before I found out that gravy was not a beverage.
Oh,
I can do some gravy with you.
So you'd been using a straw up until that point.
Well, yeah, one of the big round ones.
Wow.
Yeah, PVC
okay.
pipe actually.
A little Schedule 40, get that in there.
Yeah, I mean, but I love breakfast. Man, we may have a break today. Maybe we run out and grab some extra gravy. And
there's a couple of restaurants nearby. We could probably make that happen.
We're going to have that conversation. Well, we're going to introduce Brenda Hughes here in a minute, but before we do, last night after the show, as I often do, I go home.
Okay.
And I was out, doing some interneting.
Right.
And on the www.
Just dialing right into it.
I dialed right up and I had the Commodore 64 rolling and was on AOL, had an extra 17 minutes, got a disc in the mail, was in a chat room with some of my buddies. And, man, they mobbed me when I got in there.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
They were waiting for you.
Well, every time I go in there, you know what they want to talk about? Weather, money, bicycles.
Weather, money.
None of those. They want to talk about you.
Wow.
It's a monster truck chat room, but it ought to be called the Kenneth Bockham.
It really should. It seems like all they do is talk about me in there.
It's all they do is talk about
But they're saying good things, though.
Well, Stu Bob had some things to ask you last night.
Okay.
And he's one of the guys. He's in my Wayback Machine. I go way back with him. And I'd written some notes down that Stu Bob, he had a question for you. And he said, hey, ask that Kenneth dude this question. He said, yo. He started with yo.
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 He's trying to be cool.
Yeah, but he is cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like his cool level 10, my cool level 0.10.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I got you.
He's got a cool level. Here's this question from Stu Bob. Yo, Kenneth.
Yo.
What's a guy like you doing in a nice place like this?
Ha ha. Stu Bob. All right. So here's the thing. I feel like you have to, always be kind of training so that you can be ready for your day. And even though we're just kind of fresh into the new year right now, I am already working with my clientele. I'm a personal trainer for ghosts, the ones that are working on their boo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
booyah.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, just kind of helping them out, getting them ready for the next season so they can
Your personal trainer for ghosts. So what do you recommend they eat in the morning? Ghost toasties?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, it is. Frosted flakes help them with the, keeping their color.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I tried to do some appointments with them, but they ghosted me.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It happens a lot.
Wow, and this is a serious show from what I recall.
So serious.
Very serious.
It's very serious, actually, that we should probably be talking to our guest next.
I forget that we have a guest here. Hello. Well, let's meet our good friend Brenda Hughes. Brenda, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Cashflows.
Yay! I'm excited.
We are glad you're here. We saw your limo roll in, and we were excited
That's right.
that this was going to be a great show today. And before we get into it, I want to make sure people know where to find you. Brenda is the founder, owner, president of Bridal Rentals and More, and she is one of the leading. I mean, you do dresses and fancy things and prom things. We'll talk about that. Bridalrentalsandmore.com. You can find her on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
MySpace,
Napster,
Napster.
all the kinds of different chat rooms out there. You'll find Bridal Rentals and More. And they rent dresses, not brides.
That's the important part. That's a very important distinction.
We've already had some call in this morning, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Wait, what's the going right there?" But anyway, Brenda, we're glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we're going to talk about your business and you in a little bit, but we met at this peculiar group called the B.O.N.G group.
Yes, we
the
did.
Business Owners Networking Group. And
Last August.
yeah,
It
has been a little while, and we've become friends, and we've done some things together, and you helped out with the prom last year.
Yes.
Talk about your experience inside the B.O.N.G and what it's meant to you. And I know what you've meant to it, but talk about your experience.
Oh my God, it's the best thing I ever did going to this meeting. It just opened up a whole new world of, networking is the main thing right now. You don't have newspaper. You can't afford TV.
Sure.
And you don't have the yellow pages anymore. So everything is networking, Facebook, internet, so
Yeah.
you've got to get your name out there. I mean, I've been doing this 25 years and people go, oh, I didn't even know there's a place to rent.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, being in the business this long, you would think people would know. Even in
Right.
my Pageant World, Miss Oklahoma's Outstanding Teen came in to get a can and her mom didn't even know. And I've been involved with Miss Oklahoma for over 26 years.
Wow.
So it's wild how people don't know.
Yeah. And so you've been in the B.O.N.G. I know you've made a lot of friends.
Yes, I have.
I think for me, that's the number one thing. Talk
Yes.
about the kind of number of people that you've met, because I know you've worked with so many people.
Yes, and I had an unfortunate situation in September when Tulsa B.O.N.G Mall gave me 5 days notice to get out. I had to move 6,000 square feet I had to find a spot and then move to 3,300 square feet within
gosh.
my budget. So 5 days is not enough to get a moving crew or anything. So I put a post out to my B.O.N.G family, and they came in and helped me get moved.
Yeah.
And family and friends. But this is my last move. I ain't doing it again.
Yeah.
So it's just too much to move that much inventory.
We've been to your shop, and that is a lot of inventory.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to get organized is the thing,
Yeah,
because you have to put up racks. But the golden goose here is I have air conditioning and dressing rooms all at the same time.
And you didn't have that in
I've
the other spot.
never had the same. I've either had dressing rooms and no air, or air and no dressing rooms. So,
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I think that's good fortune that you moved. How you liking the new spot?
I like it. But I just want to get organized. That's the key when you have over 1,000 dresses. You've got to get it organized.
Wow. And then you do tuxedos.
I do tuxedos. Yes, I've got tailcoats for the upcoming B.O.N.G prom, which is a lot of fun.
Oh boy, yeah, we're going to talk about
I know.
that.
I'm so excited. We're having a say yes to the dress today to get everybody ready for a B.O.N.G prom.
Yeah, I think some of the girls are coming up to find the right dress. It is potentially a 20s themed event.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but we don't care what they wear.
Exactly. We just want you there to have
Just show
fun
up
and
For sure, wear something. But
yeah, we want you clothed, but it doesn't have to be. It can be.
Don't make it awkward.
Yeah.
That would be all kinds of awkward. Well, very cool. Well, we're so glad to have you on this show.
Thank you.
You've been one of the people in the B.O.N.G group who's just a bright light for everybody that you come in touch with. So, thank you so much. So, I mean, the first obvious question is, who in their right mind opens a bridal rental kind of store? Like, how did you get started doing this? I know you have a lot of history with Miss Oklahoma Pageant and Miss America Pageant, and and things of that nature. And I want to ask you about pageants in the third part of the show. Tell us how you got started in the business and why you even did it in the first place.
Well, I started competing in pageants in the late 80s, and I needed scholarship money to go to school. So I started entering these pageants. And back then, it was a pure talent show. I mean, talent was half of the score. Well, I play the piano, I twirl, I sing, but I'm not good at just one of them,
Ah,
you know. So I would do better in this system now where the talent is only 30% and more talking and selling yourself, which I'm really good at. So just didn't have the talent. So I just went back to, I sang, I twirled. And so I finally went back and started playing the flute, which is, I've been playing the flute since 7th grade, whenever they first introduced you in band.
yeah.
So, I'm a band nerd, always have been.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
We could be friends.
There we go.
Yes, I was in the Oklahoma State Cowboy Marching Band. Go Pokes.
right.
Yes.
Well, we could be friends. No, I'm kidding.
Our friendship just got a little worse.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I loved being in the band. It's so much fun. I was a twirler in high school, and then in non-marching season, I played the flute and piccolo in orchestra, and then I played the big timpanis,
Nice.
the big drums.
Those are fun.
Yeah, we had a concert, and I went to Berry Hill High School, so it's really, really small. And my dad was sitting on the front row. I weighed 89 pounds soaking wet, just tall and thin. Wish I was that way now, but, life goes on. And so I hit that timpani really hard, and my dad flew out of his chair. It was so funny that he, some little girl could make such a mighty hit,
Yeah.
But I love orchestra. When I got out of school and came back to Tulsa, I got in the Tulsa Community College band.
Yeah.
So I could, it was a college credit,
Sure.
And I just had a ball, Playing music is just part of my life. I mean, if I'm down, you turn on Michael Jackson or the Get Band,
Yeah.
music is just in you. So, if you're depressed, turn on some music that you love. It will turn your day around.
Yes, it will. Very cool. So, tell us. So, you've had your store 25 years.
25 years. Yes, I
Wow.
Okay, so go back to. So I was competing in pageants, and all these girls, moms and dads, were doctors, attorneys. I couldn't afford a $5,000 dress.
Wow.
And everybody said, oh, it's the girl in the dress, not the dress. Well, when you're competing, it's the dress. But it is true. It is the girl in the dress, but you don't feel like it. So my $500 dress that, I thought it was pretty, but it just didn't compare to the fully beaded Stephen Urich's and Mike Benet's. So when I quit competing, I started collecting dresses. I had 25 dresses in my 2-bedroom condo, and that's how I got started.
Wow.
In little bitty girl pageants and things like that. And one year we took 15 girls to Los Angeles. They had won a little local pageant. And I only do pageants that are scholarship or that will get them somewhere.
Mhm.
So at this pageant, they got to see casting directors.
Oh.
So it was a big thing,
Sure.
and that's the key is to finding, you've got to have an agent to get a job,
Right.
So,
Now, that's like a modeling job or an acting job.
acting job, exactly. So all these judges were nothing but casting directors. So they were
Oh.
looking for people for the next movies for the next 2 years.
Wow.
So, and that's how it's all done. You just don't go in. Movies are done 2 or 3 years in advance, and they're already looking for people.
Right.
So you have to be just that right person, because in 3, like if you're 2, then they need a kid at 5. Well, they see you, and then they just wait.
Wow.
So.
I always wondered about that process. They seem to have overlooked me for 62 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, my acting career has really suffered.
I remember growing up and I'd see something like Home Alone and be like, man, that kid's making all this wonderful money and I just grew up in the wrong city or they would have found me.
Yeah.
Yep.
But but then again, there were some other issues there too. So
Yeah, I had some
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
That don't know that I
Some
would have made
things.
it. So do any of the people from the pageants that you participate, did they go on to make movies or participate in bigger pageants?
Oh yeah, well, Kristen Chenoweth was a little bit before me, and now she's a
Yeah.
Tony Award winner Broadway from Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
She was in Miss Oklahoma. I mean, Kelly Masters
Right.
is MKK. She does gets guys into sports.
Oh,
She
wow.
manages them.
Wow.
Okay.
So she's just signed Drake Stoops and some others. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
we have some really good
Yeah.
Miss Oklahomas that have went on to become, and I mean, this is where it starts. I mean, once you're Miss Oklahoma or Miss America, it opens a lot of
That
doors
opens
for
a
you.
lot of doors, sure.
Mhm.
We have one of our regular callers in is Gerna Blanston, the
Yeah.
sorghum queen. The sorghum queen. What do they call her? The sorghum queen of Polk County.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Polk County.
we'll
Yeah.
try to get her on the show here sometime.
Yeah. She might enjoy this.
Yeah, yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
She has to milk the cows and slop the pigs in the
Right.
morning, but if we could
Right.
get her on the 10 o'clock slot,
We could.
yeah, we know some pretty high up people in the pageant world. The
Woohoo!
sorghum
Yeah.
queen.
Yep. Yep.
We'll introduce you to her at a later time.
Okay.
So, so you began your business out of necessity, and I feel for that because in a lot of sports, if you don't have the right equipment, it's difficult to compete. Just even in baseball and softball,
Mhm.
a certain kind of bat might cost $200-300, and not everybody has all of that money laying around. So you end up with 25 dresses in your apartment or
Mhm.
your condo.
Mhm.
And when did you know this was going to be a business? Because that's not obvious.
Well, I had a boyfriend at the time, and he told me I couldn't do it.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
yeah,
So
His
you don't
mistake.
tell me that I can't do something
That's right.
because I can. You can do anything that you want to do, and when I started having kids, everybody says, my mom would go, you need to give up the business. And I said, why? Why do I need to give up my life and what I love to do? Because I have kids,
right,
So they would go with me everywhere. I
Mhm.
mean, they'd go to pageants with me. They would do everything with me,
right,
So it's just, I don't know why I should have to sacrifice, for the things that I want to do,
right.
you know.
Yeah, I totally agree. So you start with 25
By
dresses
dresses. Uh-huh. And swimsuits.
and swimsuits.
Mhm.
When do you know you have a business? Like when did you just declare, hey, this is a business and I'm all in?
Well, when he told me that I couldn't do it, then I
Yeah.
set my mind and I found
Right.
a place.
So
And
okay, so it started right at the time
yes.
that he opened his mouth and inserted
Yeah,
both feet.
there was just such a need. I mean, these
Yeah.
dresses are $5,000, so I would buy them off of former queens that had aged out and was renting them at that time, I think, for $50,
Wow.
because you shouldn't have to spend a fortune to get scholarship money. Because
Right.
once you get in, so then I got married in 97. A lady that did the Miss Tulsa State Fair had a bridal store. So instead of giving her stuff to Goodwill, she gave it to me and put it on consignment. And then it's just blossomed from there.
Wow.
So yeah, she gave me her inventory. And as I rented it out, I sent her the money until the purchase price was met. So
Mm.
for this last 25 years, I would say over 75% of my store is nothing but consignment.
Wow.
So that's how I've kept my overhead down. I don't
Wow.
have to spend $10,000 with a designer every year
Right.
and have to worry about getting rid of inventory. So, I mean, when COVID hit, it hurt, but not like other stores because I had bought all this inventory and was sitting on the shipping docks in China,
Right.
and then prom had already went by. So what do you do with all this inventory? You've got to buy more for the next year
Right.
because you're under contract.
Yep.
So that's how I've done it and survived for the last 25 years.
We are here with survivor Brenda Hughes,
Yeah.
bridalrentalsandmore.com. And you can find her all over the web at Instagram and Facebook. And Brenda is in the bridal rental, the dress rental, the tuxedo rental, and you do competitions for pageants.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I really started this because there's brides out there that can afford. They want their dream dress. And
Mm-hmm.
50% of the time I have that dream dress. You know,
Wow.
they go to, to a bridal store and they see it and it's $3,000 and it's just not in their budget. And they come and I've got it.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, there's a lot of knockoffs out there and you can
Right.
get it. So, I just want people to feel pretty
Mm-hmm.
and make their day special, whether it's a pageant, whether it's going to a prom, adult prom, or whatever event you're going to. You want to feel pretty. You want to feel special,
Sure.
especially mother of the bride,
Mm-hmm.
mother of the son,
Right.
we call
So
them MOBs.
the MO. Do you ever meet any of? Somebody told me this word, bridezilla.
Oh, yeah. They're
Yeah.
all the time. And it's more the mom than it is
Oh, okay.
the bride.
We could do a whole show here on mom of bridezilla.
Yeah. Mom
the,
wants a
the
specific.
MOBs.
Mom of Bridezilla coming to a theater
Mhm.
near you.
Yeah. The girl just loves the dress, and mom, that's not the vision mom has for her. Well, this is her dream.
Right.
It's not mom's dream.
Right.
Right.
I mean, you have dreams for your kids, but this is her day, but they say, well, I'm paying for it.
Right.
Well, that's not,
Yeah.
That's not all there is to it.
no,
Yeah.
it's not, and I hate to see a bride leave when crying because she can't get what she wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so what? I mean, what? This is hard work then.
It is.
like
I do
you
all
have-
my alterations myself.
You have a lot going on. What do you? I mean, there's got to be something deeper than just financial success. I mean, you're doing this with a purpose to make people happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very important to me, that I make girls' dreams come true.
Right.
I mean, I've had a lot of help along the way, so
Right.
I just want to pay it forward,
Yeah.
know. And now I'm getting the girls that came to me back in the 80s, now they're moms and sometimes grandmas.
Right.
So a lot of my business is repeat business.
Right.
So,
Mm.
And so people followed you from the Promenade Mall up to the new spot.
hmm
Yeah, we heard about that story, and actually that was a news story
oh yeah.
that everybody was getting booted out, and they had 5 days to go restart their business elsewhere. And
That's crazy.
I don't know all the people involved, but I'm sure glad that you came out of this the way you have, and everybody still knows you and loves you and enjoys doing business with you.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for my Bong family. I mean, they really stepped up.
Right.
So it just, and I'm always there for anybody who needs anything. So,
So do you go to the weddings?
I do sometimes. Yes, I am a wedding coordinator.
Right.
But I don't charge exorbitant rates. I'm $25 an hour.
Oh my
And
gosh. Okay.
so I'll just come. If you want me to zip up your dress, just get you down the aisle, I'll do it. But I'm within your budget.
Wow. Yeah.
Right.
So you just hire me by the hour, and then I come and I'm actually doing a wedding as soon as I get back from Miss America on the 20th.
Right now, what do you do? I know you're doing something this weekend. What are you doing this weekend?
I'm leaving for Miss America tomorrow.
Which is where?
In Orlando, Florida this year.
Near Disney.
Near Disney. I'm going to Disney World Friday.
Okay. Well, this brings up
I've heard of Disney before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan actually.
Oh.
But I have questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, and we get a lot of calls about this, and I think the world wants to know: are Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse married, or
Well,
are they brother and sister?
Nah, I kind of think they're married.
Kenneth, what do you think?
That's a tough one. I mean, I feel like in the context of today's conversation, I've probably seen them together closer than like a brother-sister relationship. It's
Right.
I'm thinking they're on the top of cakes sometimes, or they're on Valentine's Day cards or whatever. It's like, I'm thinking probably married.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they also have their own wedding chapel now.
Oh,
Mickey and Minnie have their own wedding chapel.
Okay.
Mhm. You can get married at Disney World.
Wow.
The whole Cinderella chariot, the whole to
Wow.
boot.
Okay.
Wow. Have you been to Disney like just as a customer?
Oh yeah, this will be like my 9th time.
Have you been?
I have not.
We made the mistake of going one spring break.
Wrong
And-
time to go.
Oh my goodness! And we came back and we were so worn out. And my brother,
Yeah.
he goes, "Hey, man, I've never been. What's it like?" And I'm like, "Well, here's how you could replicate Disney at spring break." So put on as many clothes as you own and get really warm,
Right.
and then invite 30 of your buddies over, and then get into the smallest closet in your house and walk around for about 9 hours,
Right.
and then every 20 minutes tear up a $100 bill.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how
And that'll save you the actual travel.
that'll save you the actual travel.
Yeah, you can just do that at home.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Brenda, we're going to come back in a moment. We're going to do a studio break here with Mr. Kenneth B.O.N.G and say thank you to one of the sponsors that keep us on the air. Kenneth.
All right. Thank you. We are going to take a quick pause and appreciate all of those who make it happen. Coming to you live from the dynamic spaces here at Elevate Coworking, our signs crafted by the talented team at CM Customs. We're spotlighting the innovators from Tulsa's Business Owners Networking Group, connecting great minds across the city. Financial wisdom is here at your fingertips with MFP, My Financial Plan. Navigate to joinmfp.com to start your journey. And a special nod to the man behind the camera for capturing our best angles. Thanks to these sponsors, let's go back to the show.
All right. Thank you, sir. Photographer as well, Mr. Kenneth B.O.N.G, and thank you for what you do to make this show come to life.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're glad to be here. All right, we are here with Brenda Hughes, the owner of Bridal Rentals and More. You can find her, bridalrentalsandmore.com. One of the celebrated people in our community who has been involved in the prom world and the wedding world, the pageant world, and even helps people like our Business Owners Networking Group put on their annual prom event. Because when you're 62 years old, what should you do? You should put on a prom for your friends.
Exactly right.
Which is what we've done.
Uh-huh.
What was your experience with the B.O.N.G prom last year?
Oh, it was so fun. I mean, I got to go to my prom, but my date was a jerk. So, So I went solo last year, and I was elated to win the Tribe Award.
Yes, you did.
So
That's one of our most significant awards in our group.
Yeah, and I'd only been a part of the group since August, so I was just floored.
There are times when you realize you just can't do it without somebody.
Oh, well, thank you.
And that's what's great about our community is a bunch of people that love each other, and we're all trying to help each other out.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. It's not about, hey, how can I go make extra money? The group is just trying to lift each other up.
Yeah.
And you're the kind of the queen of that. So we were very, very, very thankful that we get to be part of this. Now we have the prom coming up this year.
Yes, we do.
And it's kind of 20s style.
Yes.
That's exciting.
It is. It is.
Are you going to be joining us at the prom this year?
I am, and I'm bringing my boyfriend this time because he goes, "Why did you not take me last year?" And it's just like, I didn't think you'd want to go. So
wait a minute.
He's coming.
This isn't the boyfriend who said you couldn't do it, is it?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No. He's been history for 35 years.
That's what I was going to say. Like he and World
gone.
War II have one thing in common. They're both history.
Uh-huh.
See ya.
Yeah, wouldn't want to be ya.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're bringing somebody.
I'm bringing somebody, yes.
Well, we'll have to have 100 people interview him just to
There
make
you
sure
go,
that he
yeah.
qualifies
That's
to be
right.
with you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, that's why you have a big
We
family.
got to make sure he supports small local business.
Yeah,
I
have him
Yep.
submit like credit check, blood type, all that stuff.
That's
Okay.
right.
Prom
Social
and-
Security,
Social Security.
Yeah,
ATM
yeah,
pin.
We'll get
Yep.
we'll get
Yeah.
him checked out for you.
Yeah.
So what's you live in this world that you love.
Uh-huh.
You live in a world where you bring happiness,
Uh-huh.
but it also happens to be a business.
Uh-huh.
And I know there are challenges.
There are challenges.
So let's start with like what's hard about what you do. And we already talked about Momzilla, so let's
Well, I do all my alterations for free. And people say, "Oh, you don't need to do that." Well, kinda I do. I mean, if it's not perfect, which I try so hard to make it perfect, they can't really complain
right.
because it's free. But I mean, 99% of the time, and I should charge more, for all the extra, like I did a lady's 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh boy.
They went to Louisiana, and I spent a day and a half on her dress, just getting it ready
Oh man.
for all the extras that she wanted. Well, then when she came back, everybody loved the dress, and she gifted me with money.
Wow.
Sometimes
Oh,
that
that's
doesn't
nice.
always happen, but then it made me feel good.
Yeah.
She came back and she said that now her sister is going to have to upgrade her 50th wedding anniversary next year because of the dress that she had on.
Keeping up with your sister
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Friendly competition.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get brand new brides. I get brides that are renewing their vows. My dresses have been to New York City, Central Park. Is
Oh.
that what it's called?
Yeah, Central
Yes,
Park.
yeah.
And then a girl got married on a mountaintop. They dropped him off at a helicopter in
Wow.
Denver, Colorado.
That's
she got
cool.
married on a helicopter.
Sounds painful.
Yeah.
No, it's a gentle drop off. Yeah.
Okay, you all ready?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I've got girls that have gotten married on the beach.
Yeah.
But the challenging part is they come in and I say, when's your wedding date? Tomorrow.
Oh,
Wow.
So that happens a lot.
wow.
It happens
Wow.
a lot. So that's when I need to start charging is last minute things because
Yeah, for
sometimes
sure.
I don't get any sleep, but I've made that bride happy. I've
Yeah.
made something that she couldn't do happen. And I just had a bride when we first moved in, we got our sign up. And she was getting married in 2 days and still hadn't found a dress.
Wow.
And we found her dress and she got married and she was just elated,
Wow.
But sometimes situations happen, a family member passes away and your wedding's 6 months down the road. Well, all the family are already in, so you have to bump up the wedding because the family can't make 2 trips in.
Sure.
So
Right.
that's happened before,
Mm.
Wow. Didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, there's just situations that happen all the time. But, I just want to get my name out there so I can help people. Because even if you do have the money and your daughter's popular in school, she could be 4 homecoming queens in
Yeah.
one event.
Wow.
You've got 2 HOCOs, you've got prom,
Right.
I mean, it gets expensive.
Yeah.
HOCO is homecoming.
Homecoming.
We
HOCO?
just learned lingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HOCO.
I'm still trying to figure out what a prom is.
Yeah. So your business model is unique in that you can sign lots of things.
Lots of things.
Talk about that real quick and what that's meant for you. You mentioned it a moment ago,
Yeah,
but I think other business owners would like to hear that the way you built your business is very innovative.
Yeah, I actually just bought a whole bunch of dresses from a guy who bought a pallet of dresses off of Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So I
Like
got
a returns palette? Or-
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
of
Cool.
all these dresses. So and they're more casual type dresses. So
Mhm.
in my off season, I can sell these little boutique type dresses.
so you
know.
can sell regular clothing as well.
I sell and rent, and you can order quinceañeras. I don't know if I say that right. I didn't make it very far in Spanish class. um, that's real popular right now,
Yeah.
and so I'll order dresses. And how I really built my inventory is the first time I charge the bride or the bridesmaid what I get it at cost. Okay. They pay that, and then after that, it's free inventory for me.
Right.
So I don't ever order anything until I know, and I order mass quantities. So
Mhm.
Right.
really, my customer, that first customer, you don't make any money, but you make your money afterwards.
Right. Right.
So that's helped keep costs down.
So give us a list of everything, your kind of inventory. I've done a tuxedo. I guess I'm
Mm-hmm.
about to. Katie's going to tell me what it is I'm getting next, or you are.
Yeah,
Somebody please dress me.
I will dress you. Do you want to
so-
be a gangster or do you want to be, the formal wear, the tails and
Not
everything?
no tails. I'm only like 3.5 feet tall. I-
OG, original gangster.
Yeah, I have the legs of a 3-year-old and the torso of a 9-foot man. I'm not put together very well. So
Where you're going to be a mobster then?
okay, we can go mobster,
right.
whatever
Mhm.
it is. But you do male wear as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
actually, I got
for
a guy
men.
coming in. He's going to something he's going to dress as Abe Lincoln. So he's coming in
Ooh.
today, and I'm
All
going to
right.
dress him as. I've even got the top hat.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we may need pictures of that. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah. So I rent prom. I rent pageants for little bitty babies. I go from
Mhm.
size 0, right when they're first born, all the way up to, the misses.
Wow.
I've had so that's the pageant dresses, and then I have quinceañera, I have bridesmaids, I have wedding dresses, prom, like my thing says, for all your prom, um, bridal, prom, and special occasion rental needs. That's me.
Right. Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're heavily involved in the pageant world,
Yes, I am.
and I'm guessing that is a whole other. I mean, I've seen stories. What's it like working in the pageant world? Are there bridezilla moms in that as well?
Oh, yes. There's pageant. Yes.
Tell us behind the scenes of the pageants.
Of the pageants. Okay. Well, it is a sisterhood. So I never made it to the Miss Oklahoma stage, but when I competed, it was like being in Miss Oklahoma because all the pageants back then was a big production, you know. So I feel like I was in Miss Oklahoma because every girl that I competed with went on to be Miss Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I had to get them all out of the way before I even had a chance. So I went to NSU and enrolled in 2 classes so I could do that pageant where there was only 12 girls. And the closest I ever got was 3rd runner-up.
Okay.
But
you were in the game.
I was in the game.
Yeah,
so,
most people, that's fire, aim, ready. Most people never take a swing.
And once again, sometimes it's about the mom and not the little girl. The girl is putting in all the work, but mom is living her dreams through her daughter.
Yeah.
And that's not the way it should be.
Yeah,
and sometimes that breaks my
icky.
heart.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're like, got my daughter ready, I thought she wanted to do it. And she said, Mom, I don't want to do this. I'll go do this pageant, but I don't want to. And I said, I want you to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
You know, because then I would have to give up being a director, which I would have done if that's something, but it was just isn't in her wheelhouse.
So you work in the Miss Oklahoma pageant, and you work on behalf of the Miss America pageant.
Well, yeah.
Or you're there.
I'm there to support our Miss Oklahoma.
Right.
So in 2008, my Miss Keystone Lake, Kelsey Cartwright, became Miss Oklahoma.
All right.
And so it was just such a thrill to see a girl shine and see her dream. It was her first time in the pageant.
Wow.
That's awesome.
She had did 17 local pageants and finally won mine at the end of the year. We had 3 months to get ready, and she goes in and wins the whole kit and caboodle.
Wow.
And that's very rare. Usually it takes 6, 7, 8, 9 tries sometimes to become Miss Oklahoma. Miss Oklahoma is one of the more prestigious pageants, but they're all good because it's for a good cause for all the girls to, you know, like our Miss Oklahoma right now, Sunny Day. Her dad left her when she was 9 years old.
Oh.
And she had to raise her brothers and sisters. She, you know, lived in poverty, didn't have anything. And now when we go into schools, I'm her traveling companion, one of her traveling companions. And you go into schools and you get these little kids that come up and go, my dad did the same thing, or my dad's on drugs and alcohol too. How did you do it?
Right.
You know, and so that's what it's all about, is reaching these kids so they don't commit suicide. Telling them that, yes, I came from poverty and here I am. I'm Miss Oklahoma getting ready to compete for Miss America. You can do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it. But if you just want to sit in a corner and feel sorry for yourself, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's kind of why I started the business, you know, is I want you to feel special on any given day. I mean, just coming in and trying on dresses. If you're having a bad day, come in and see me. We'll have a ball trying on dresses.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm excited for all the ladies that are going, and my daughter Sarah, I think, is going today as well. I think you guys are going to have a great time.
Oh, we have a ball. Last year, everybody was trying on dresses. They were flying everywhere. And see, last year it was just a prom, so you could wear anything, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a little more difficult because it's a 20s theme. You
know what? We may call it Back to the Future also. So if somebody wants to wear a 2023 style dress,
there you go.
To a 20,
it is. It's also the 20s.
Yeah,
that's true.
It is. Oh, I didn't know.
It's the 20s. Pick your century.
Yeah.
Well, I even went last night looking up was saloon girls in the 1920s. Well, no, because it was the Prohibition.
Oh yeah.
So the saloon girls were, you know, before
Wow.
before that because I have some cute little dresses that would have worked. So maybe next year we need the theme to be,
Saloon
cowboy.
girls?
Yeah,
Okay.
cowboy,
All right.
Western,
We could do that.
There
We
we
are
go.
here with Brenda Hughes, Bridal Rentals and More, bridalrentalsandmore.com, Bridal Rentals and More on the internet at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Napster, and MySpace. Brenda, we're sure glad you're here today. You just gave us a great tip. We usually have a golden nugget at the end of the talk about some advice, but you may have just given it to us. And don't just sit in the corner. Go do something.
Yeah.
Do you have any better advice than that? Because that's kind of motivated me to go run some laps today.
Well, in 2019, I came down with a rare disease called Guillain-Barré.
Hmm.
1 in 100,000 people get it. And I had to learn to rewalk and everything. But
Wow.
and this is right at the height of COVID. And it took about 4 months to finally figure out what was wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I still ran my business.
Right.
Once again, people were saying, you need to give it up. Well, why? I mean, with this kind of illness, you could just sit in a chair and just, feel sorry for yourself. But you can't do that. Life goes on,
Right.
So it just is what it is. And I'm living proof that you can do anything you want to do.
That's a
Yep.
great
You
finish
just-
right there.
You
Yeah.
just got to get in there and get your tail going.
We
Yeah.
are here with Brenda Hughes, living proof that you can do anything that you want to do.
That's right.
Bridalrentalsandmore.com. Brenda, thank you for being here today.
Oh,
What a
well,
fun show this was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my Super Bowl is next Sunday, June 14th.
All right.
Nice.
You can watch free. It's watchmissamerica.com. It hasn't been on TV, so it's complimentary. So please go out and watch our Miss Oklahoma.
All right.
I mean, she could be our 7th one.
That'd be neat.
Woot woot.
Very cool. You ready to wrap this up, sir?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, I guess that is a wrap for today's show. We're thankful for our guest, Brenda, who's here with us today. We are so thankful for our sponsors who keep this show afloat. And we are thankful for you, the listener, who's out here. It can be a crazy world trying to keep it all together, the family and the business and the life and all the things that we have to do. And we hope that these speakers that we bring in will give you a ray of sunshine, a little bit of hope, these golden nuggets about carrying on and not just sitting in the corner. So today, let's go out and be nice to each other, love one another. Today would be a great day to forgive somebody who absolutely does not deserve it, because that is the art and act of forgiveness. Forgiveness is never about them and always about you, cutting that anchor that might be holding you down. And isn't that the best part of God's message, that we too are forgiven?
Yeah.
So to our 3 buddies that are waiting on us down at the Quack Shack, also called Quick Trip, Dennis, Stu, Bob, Hink Dog, we are on our way over. Get us some of that half-price jerky and a Red Bull. We'll see you in a few minutes. Hey, thank you for being here. This show is about you. Thanks for coming to Cashflows.
That's our show for today. Stay tuned for another riveting edition of Cashflows.